as I formally introduce our First Lady, the Vice Chancellor of our great institution, Professor Adenike Temidayo Olajiji. I'd like to introduce as well our Registrar, Mr. Charles Adeleye. You're welcome this morning. We have the Dean of Student Rights beside the Registrar, Professor David Olariwaju. I'd like to introduce the person who was facilitated and the reason why we're here this morning was, brought us together. That's the person of the immediate past president, FUTA alumni worldwide, a member of FUTA Governing Council, Dr. Olaito Crown Adesomoju. I'd like to introduce this morning Mr. Kayode Shaba. He's a former National Secretary, FUTA Alumni Association Worldwide. You're welcome. I'd like to introduce from the Student Affairs Division, the Sub-Dean, Dr. Kewale. You're welcome. Mr. Kinyode, also from that division. Mr. Damilola Adamoleko, you're also welcome. And then we have the Student Union body here, well represented this morning. Greatest Rotarians? Great. All right, I'd like to start with the President, FUTASU, Adegoriola Abejuyi. We acknowledge your presence. The General Secretary, Olumekun Solomon. Enoch Dufali. I hope I got that pronunciation. Ogun Jobi Olufemi as the school rep. CBEI Achimbu Sunday. You're welcome. Onopemi Kosi Bamidele. LTTI. Soliu Isaac, the judge. You're welcome. Olanrewaju Isaiah Olumide. You're welcome. Alawode Daniel Olusegun, essay to the welfare director. You're welcome. And then some people just came in. Can you just rise and introduce yourselves quickly?
Good afternoon. I'm Sadiq Bashir.
Okay, who else? Your status.
The last person. I am Oloban Yoga.
Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Having done all the introductions, I'd like to invite the Dean of Students to make some comments. Professor David Olariwaju.
The Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, I'm okay this. Other members of the Students Affairs Division, great FUTArians, the leaders of Student Union, Pauline, the leader. And over the years, he has consistently shown that he's not only a leader by mouth, he's also a leader by action. He's a leader with some deep pockets, and he's a leader who has consistently shown interest in the progress of the union and welfare and well-being of the members. A few months ago, precisely when we were opening the shopping complex put in place by the FUTA Student Union, he whispered in my ears that he intends to contribute to the renovation of Student Union building. He mentioned the sum of 1 million naira then. I was looking at him. This is Tinubu era. 1 million naira is not a joke to put together in this present economy. But today, what we are witnessing is a case of promise made and promise kept. Today, our dear comrade Dr. Crown is here to fulfill the promise he made to the student union government a few months ago. That is to make available a sum of 1 million naira to only towards the renovation of student union building. I was discussing with the president a few days ago, and he was making me to realize that that 1 million naira is like test fund. That test fund monies are always having things attached to it. That they are not in position to divert that money, that money has already been taxed. Is specifically for renovation of student union building. On behalf of the entire students of this university, I know the president is going to do that better, but I want to appreciate the donor of today. And I want to pray that God will continue to replenish his wallet. Thank you.
We have a big applause for the theme. Thank you very much. Coming in just a while ago is the wife of the donor, Mrs. Joy Adesomoju. We welcome you. We also have here this morning Mr. Mike Fadimiroye, CSB. You're welcome. And Professor Olufemi Adu, APH, welcome. Thank you very much. Moving on, I'd like to invite now the FUTASU president, Adesomoju to address this gathering.
The Vice Chancellor, our able registrar, the ever-working and indefatigable dean of students, my leader, the king of boys, Able Sabine, staff of the Student Affairs Division, our invited guests, the esteemed stakeholders of the Student Union, my fellow executives and legislators, and members of the Judicial Council, articulate Futarians, sagacious Futarians. You are not sounding like a union that wants to receive 1 million naira. Militant Futarians. Thank you. The moderator, man, I don't know if I'll still be coming back to speak. All right, thank you. So I'll make this one brief. When I come back the next time, I will elaborate it. Just like my able dean has said, this is a promise made, promise fulfilled. About 3 months ago, one of the political appointees of this state donated about 500,000 naira to a particular school in this state. And the student union of that university renamed the student union building to the name of that political appointee because of 500,000 naira. Comments were flying around. And under the comment, I saw a comment. I saw a comment like, "This cannot happen in FUTA. FUTA have responsible alumni." And today, the King of Boys has proved it again that he is a leader. He's not a leader by mouth, he's a leader by actions. During my swearing as the 40th president of the Student Union, I expressed my displeasure in the state of the Student Union building. And I particularly mentioned the name of Dr. Brown because he is our leader. After the speech, he made the promise, and we are witnessing the fulfillment of the promise today. On behalf of the entire FUTA students, on behalf of the over 20,000 seen and unseen forces on campus, we want to express our gratitude. 1 million naira is not a small amount in considering the state of the economy of this nation. We are saying thank you, and it is on this note that I will humbly request that all comrades in this house stand up and join me as we sing this comradeship song for our leader. I'm coming back to add other verses to the song, but let's just sing this. You are a leader, you are a leader, you are a leader, you are a Dr. Crown, you are a leader, you are a leader, you are a leader, you are a leader. Guru Guru.
Thank you very much. That was beautiful. And now to the crux of the matter. It's my honor and delight, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to bring to the podium, to bring up now, to make some comments and do the presentation of this donation. Welcome with me, Dr. Lighton Crown Adesomoju.
Madam Vice Chancellor, ma'am, it's my pleasure to have you here. I am aware of your tight schedule. We shifted this day like 2 or 3 times, and I insisted you must be there. Let me openly appreciate you for postponing some of your activities just for you to be here. I appreciate you, ma'am, and I will always remember it for good. I also want to appreciate the presence of the registrar who loved me and always show it. He shows it such that he even makes some people jealous. Sir, I appreciate the love and I will always not take it for granted. I want to recognize and appreciate the presence of my teacher in 200 level. Somebody that taught me a program only for him to tell me 15 years later that it's not implementable. Okay, you go there, go and buy and I like money a lot. I don't share about it. That's one of the things I have in common with Jim O'Brien. So I was looking for more money. So I went to him that you asked me to plant trees that in 5 years, 10 years time, I will make money. The one that we have here, boys are already cutting it too. Are you still encouraging me to go and plant? He said that time, such kind of character for people to enter people's bush and cut their trees does not exist. So any planting now is at my risk. And now my dean, he was also my leader in the alumni. I served him. These are people that have been serving the students and the university for many years. Sir, Ebon, I appreciate your presence and all the love you have always had for me. It's another person that will always support me. He has always been there for me. You said, Mulema campaign, but you have my vote. Only for you to hear that, Professor Kazabu, Professor, I thought this man said it's not campaign. So thank you very much for all you have done in the past. Another lecturer, another senior that does not hide it like Professor Okay, that will put it in his forehead, is Professor Adu. Adu can fight anybody because of crowd. Sir, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. And you always see him around students. So, I want to also appreciate my presence, the presence of my friend. There are some friends that if care is not taken, your wife will think there is something between you. And that is Mommy Ife. She has been a friend for long and a prayer partner. Our story of giving money does not start now. There is another aspect of me you don't know or you might not know, and that is the spiritual angle. I think she knows more. When poverty was our friend, Agboparoma, that we hold ourselves for hours and be praying. And we thank God that the story is a good one. I cannot but appreciate the presence of Damilola, my own brother. We fight a lot, especially when it comes to student union issue. And his father is the one that settled it for us at home. When you see two people fighting, be careful the way you get involved. He's my blood brother. His father is my senior brother, while I'm a junior brother to him. He's always there for whatever I'm doing, and more importantly, the student affairs unit. I hope Alakuko, you are recognized, and all comrades here. Mr. President, thank you for giving me this platform. I appreciate it. Finally, I want to appreciate my wife's boss. If care is not taken care, I'll be suspecting him. Anywhere I see my wife, I see him. But because I'm a politician too, I hang around women, so I've made up my mind not to think negative. Fortunately, we are not in Guinea-Bissau, or what's the name of that place? So if not, I will have changed my mind. Finally, my wife, my number one best friend, the person that have allowed me to live my life the way I want to do it. Because if she has not given me the opportunity to free myself, I would not have achieved a lot of dreams that I've achieved. My wife is the kind of person that I will come on Monday and the next day I tell her that I'm traveling again. For long, I travel a lot during the student movement, and since I've been working, and she has always been holding forth at home. Thank you very much. And she has never opposed, despite the fact that we have our own financial challenges, she has never opposed my financial contribution at any time. I appreciate this honor. Thank you very much. So I'll be giving my speech. And while I'm giving it, there will be some interjection, but it's a very brief one, but very important. The address delivered by Dr. Adesomoju at the donation of 1 million naira to the student. Did I forget my part? I cannot. Shaba, Comrade Victor Shaba. Please stand up for recognition. Shaba is my 5 and 6. It's the spanner that I used to achieve all I've achieved. Shaba has done a lot of work for me. Thank you very much. He has served me, has turned himself to my boy. That's why the fact that we were together in the student union. Bros, I appreciate you. Don't worry, when I become governor, you will be there now. So we are not doing it for nothing. Today, I stand before you with humility and gratitude to God for this opportunity to give back to my first constituency, the very place where my leadership journey began. This community has given me so much, and I'm honored to showcase another aspect of my comradeship. As Albert Einstein once said, try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. And that's what I'm pursuing. Live by these words, striving to add value and legacy to society. For me, this is the greatest worship one can offer. And so it's not the fact that we have money, it's because this kind of words are pushing us. Throughout my journey, I have been driven to make lasting impact. A few notable words. A few notable achievements include, as the student union, I championed the redesigning of our student ID card, transforming them from outside driver license to a modern and computer design card. The Indomie student of FUTA will not understand what I mean. The likes of Professor Oke and Professor Adu used what we call driver's license, as the case may be. But we changed it. I, in particular, I repeat, I was the one that mobilized students. It was my campaign slogan. And when I became the vice president of student union, I had a relationship with the university, and it was changed in my time. Please note it, and it's on record. We have not just started, we have started for long. And I want to add this, Madam Vice Chancellor. The student union building was a property of the university before I became the vice president of student union. And based on my relationship with some leaders in the past, I found out that the university, the federal government gave 6 million naira to each universities to build. How did I know? I got the information from Illinois. The then president, I've forgotten his name now, 1994 was I was in Illinois before. So they gave them 6 million naira to build student union building. So now when I came in 1997, I found out that we were using the student union building, and it was the management that owns it. So I approached the university with that information, and as at that time, the money was not available. So the university signed an undertaking with us and gave us that student union building. That is another legacy. They did not really give it to us. They renovated it and they handed it over fully. Before then, it was not our property. So now, it was my time. And these are, you need to know all this, because it is not me, it is God. But why it is my time, is only God that can say it. So those two things were major legacy I had when I was the student union. As alumni president, I established the Alumni Event Center, a revenue generating hall to the association to date. Before I became the alumni president, apart from the students' money you pay when you are graduating, there is no other money we get. Renovated Akedeko Block C. We all know what Akedeko used to be before I became the alumni president. I initiated the Alumni Trust Fund and registered our association. Man, when I became the alumni president, the alumni was over 20 years or 25 years, and we were not registered. We cannot sue and we cannot be sued. And we were having little or no impact to the university. I make sure it is registered, and such opportunities were even used by the university management. We also drilled borehole with the FUTA Teaching and Research Farm, a record that has not been achieved before by any other alumni, including the present ones. I stand to be corrected. Man, as council member, you told us that you wanted the basketball court to be renovated. For one reason or the other, the betting fell on me again, and I took up the responsibility, and we renovated the Engineer Tunde Babalola basketball and volleyball court to the tune of 3.2 million naira. And another additional 1 million naira was gotten through from my friends that came to commission that event. I have always believed in making things happen, even if it means sacrificing personal convenience. Today, I am contributing to the renovation of the student union building, just like many I have done in the last 10 years to the student union, to the university community, too numerous to mention. Even before I became the alumni president, 10 years ago, Professor Akibodun commissioned cylinders. I gave cylinders to the student union leader. He commissioned it on behalf of late Professor Darabola. Student union leader are still alive to confirm this. Man, on several occasions, I have supported alumnus that are doing one program or the other on this campus with our own resources. I mean, especially those that are doing inaugural. Man, there is no organization on this campus. You are welcome, man. That's another professor that is always interested in me. Thank you for coming, I appreciate it. Man, there is no individual on this campus that have approached me for one thing or the other that I have not contributed to. It is not me, it is God. Sometimes I wonder where I get all these resources. Please take note of some of these things you are saying. Madam Vice Chancellor, I left a tempo of galvanizing the alumni community, but the painting was dropped after we left office. I know many alumni that can do more than this, even within the university campus. By God's grace, I will reach out and do something very soon. And you know, comma, please take note. To the student union leader, I want to advise you, give your best to the service of the union. Remembering, only FUTASU can salvage and help our union, not the university management. And if you work harder, there are many past student union leaders that can do more than me. Let's create a better world for ourselves and future generation. Thank you, Madam Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, for creating this event. Thank you.
I believe we can make that bigger. I want to celebrate you for your outstanding personality and achievements. And we know that you're setting a pace for others to follow. Can we put our hands together once again for you? So we're going to take this presentation, like I said, this is why we're here. So I would like to invite the donor, Ram, please can you step out? And I would invite the FUTASU president, Mr. President, can you step out? And then we'll have that presentation. The Vice Chancellor too will be, yes.
Okay.
She'll join you. We just have that We invite the wife of the donor. Can we put our hands together for while she steps out? Thank you for your support as always. Can we have the lead join them? We can now have the VC join them. Okay, you do it. All right. Thank you very much. We can go back to our seat then. So, having done this, we'd like to still call the FUTASU president to do a vote of thanks for receiving this amount.
Permit me to adopt the already established protocol. Again, I want to specially appreciate our leader, Dr. Graham Olaito Adesomoju, for this donation. And I would like to say that this donation transcends beyond renovation, transcends beyond mere renovation. It passes several messages. Just as I posted this file on my status, one of our alumni texted me and pledged another donation in person of my own leader, Comrade Adeyinka Olashende Sanutin. He's currently in the US and he pledged to support the renovation too. So the donation transcends beyond mere renovation. It passes a message that there should be healthy competition among the alumni, just as it is in OAU. Again, Madam Vice Chancellor, while checking our constitution, I noticed a clause there that states that the Vice Chancellor is the grand patron of our dear union. So I believe that while our Vice Chancellor is going to make a statement, she is going to support our union. At our own level too, we are doing very great to support our students at large. While celebrating our 100 days in office, that was last week, Wednesday, I approved the sum of 2.16 million naira for as support for the students, for the Student Union Indigent Student Scholarship in the next session, and at the same time, is a total sum of 100,000 naira as the Student Union, the maiden edition of the FUTASU Award for the best graduate student in the next convocation. This is a testament to the fact that we have a very responsible union that thinks more than being militant. We are now involving ourselves in intelligent and intellectual looter. And I want to assure you, both the donor and the university's management, that we are going to make the best use of this money. 1 million naira is not a small amount in this economy, which is why we are especially appreciating Dr. Brown for donating this. And we want to encourage, we want to appeal to other members, other alumni of this great university to continue to remember our union and support our union. Conclusively, I want to say this is the first place I'm saying it, that our union is now 40 years old, and in the next session, we'll be celebrating FUTASU at 40. Thank you.
Congratulations to you. We look forward to that. Before we have the final comments on today's gathering, I'd like to introduce Professor Olara Akamba from Chemistry. You're welcome. Now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to hand over the microphone to our First Lady, the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Technology, Professor Adenike Oladiji.
Thank you. The registrar, in Student Affairs, our own brother, friend, employer, partner, he has many appellations, leader, Dr. Adesomoju and his wife, His Excellency, as I will call him, the President FUTASU. I can call him, I have many appellations that I also use for him. At times I describe him as my son, at times I describe him as our boss, at times I describe him as a friend. Depends on what is happening at that time. It's the situation that determines what I will call him. And members of his cabinet, other FUTASians here present, so that I don't keep calling everybody one after the other. I also recognize we call them stakeholders or elders in the FUTASU community. We have Bash, we have Alakoko. At least I know those two if I don't know the others by name. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, why am I here today? Let me answer the question. Why I am here today? Ordinarily, I should not even be close by today. Many of us will have read the news that President Tinubu approves the construction of a teaching hospital for FUTA. What that means to us is a call for immediate action. Otherwise, we can again lose the opportunity. people that are here before me will remember that when there was the opportunity to develop the site where we are putting the medical school, we got some funding then. I'm sure you know, yes, you know. We got government approved about 5 billion for FUTA at that time. Till tomorrow, we did not access the money because we did not move as quickly as we were expected to move. Till tomorrow, we did not access the money, and we have been told that that has gone. So this time around, with the presidential directive, if we do not move as quickly as possible, we may also not be able to meet that demand. But I have to put a few things on hold to be here. I'm here basically because we want to, apart from appreciating the donor and identifying with the donor who has been a friend since I came in, we also want to send a note to the people that we call stakeholders or former leaders. At a time we realized that FUTASU former leaders are becoming more like a group of non-progressive partners. Because what we get only from them many times is, I can simply describe it as discouraging. Because we expected mentorship, but we are not finding mentorship. Now will bear me witness that on several occasions I've spoken with them on some of the things that fly around about them. But when we find people that are now doing things responsibly, we also need to come out and support those kind of opportunity, those kind of persons, and also let people know that this is our expectations. Having served a place, if you have served in a place, then what it means to you, if you serve correctly, is that you must have correct passion for the place. FUTA is our own. And I keep saying that those of us that are working in FUTA, we're actually working, we're serving the students, and we're serving the alumni. If you wake up one day, assuming you graduate from FUTA, you have a certificate of FUTA, and somehow we misbehave, we mismanage the university, and government says, we don't want to have FUTA again. Let it be, they just maybe affiliate of OAU or whatever. You have the certificate of FUTA. In 15, 20 years time, when you tell people that you attended FUTA, your grandchildren will ask you, Daddy, are you sure you are not lying? Because we have checked the list of universities in Nigeria, there is no FUTA there. So when we work here to ensure that FUTA remains, it is because we want you to continue to have identity, and we do not want people to say, to wake up one day and challenge you that, Daddy, Grandpa is lying. Grandpa didn't go to school. Grandpa is only telling us, and then you will say a lot of stories. Some of us may not know that the Federal Poly Ado-Ekiti was formerly here. And the people that attended the Federal Poly Ado-Ekiti when it was here, I can tell you they have no attachment to the Federal Poly Ado-Ekiti that is now in Ado-Ekiti, because that was not their school. And for many of them also, their records are gone. Because if you go to that building where we have PDC, or what do we call it now, you will still find documents of Ado-Ekiti there, inside that store. Because when they were leaving, they didn't pack everything. So some people will have no record of themselves again. So it's our duty as students, as alumnus, to ensure that our university remains. Otherwise, every time I say these things, some people don't understand what I'm saying. But I know what I'm saying. If we want to continue to have FUTA, all of us must contribute to make our university great. Early this morning, I was reviewing my itinerary, and I said to myself, I have had the privilege of working with 4 FUTASU presidents in my short stay, starting from General Wales to 1010, to Main Man, to Sami. 4. And I was reflecting on the persons of each of them and putting like score to each of them and their administration. I will have the privilege of giving the full report, not today. But the truth is, I will say it in Yoruba, Ayishilarika. Whatever everybody does, somehow, you know, there is one of my bosses used to say something. He said, "Tí o bá sí àkọsílẹ̀ àkọsórí wà." Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Tí o bá sí àkọsílẹ̀ àkọsórí wà. Àkọsórí ló pọ̀ jù, thank you. So one day we will sit down, and I can promise you that I will do it. I will sit down, reflect on the persons of each of the presidents and the exco, because I will take them together. You can't separate the president from his exco. And I will have the privilege of, you know, analyzing my experiences with each of them. But one of the things I can say about the present exco, I think I spoke to Crown already about this present exco. One of the things I can say truly is that I think we have a very, very responsive exco. Responsive, one of the reasons I would say that they are responsive is that they tend to, I may not be 100% right now because you are just 3 months into, 100 days you said, into your ESCO. But my little encounter for now is they tend to look at what the problems are. At times, how do we even solve it without coming to management? And I think that is more like somebody or a team that can actually be an achiever within the space of Nigeria that we have today. Because Nigeria, I believe that many organizations again in Nigeria must act like orphans. Must act like orphans. I don't have father, I don't have mother, I have to survive. Not because the government is not trying, but the resources are so lean, so lean. And the pressure that insecurity and terrorism is bringing on our economy is too much. Yesterday I read in the news that there is a new terrorism group that has emerged in the northwest. I don't know whether they call them, they call one funny name, but it's another new group. Sokoto and Kebbi. Foreigners already coming to become terrorists again. Now, look at the resources that we use to secure our country. Look at the impact of vandalization on our resources. We borrow money, we build rail tracks, we build trains, terrorists come, destroy the train, destroy the rail track. The problem that this is bringing to our economy is too huge, and the resources are lean, population is growing, expectations are increasing. So whoever is going to survive in Nigeria today must learn to behave like orphans. I don't have help from any father or mother, and I must survive. And that is one way that Dr. Crown has shown us today, that let our expectations not only be to our father, to our mother, let our expectations be to whoever can help us. You are now turning to past leaders. I'm happy because 004, I used to call him 004, that's Newton. He used to be 004 when he was here. I'm happy because he's also responding or trying to respond to the needs. We have quite a number of people who, if you call on, they will be willing to support. But please, I have no doubt that the resources you are receiving today will be well used. I have no doubt, but I must still mention it, that please let this be an example of how people can manage public funds correctly. This one now has become public fund. It is not government fund. It is public fund, and it must be managed correctly. Let it be managed transparently. By God's grace, we will not come and ask you how you spent it. By God's grace, because we believe that if we say we are training leaders for tomorrow, allow them. If you cannot allow them, is it when they have graduated and they now become senators that they will now start managing the resources? Let them manage it from now. And that's one of the reasons why any sensible administration do not ask student union how they are spending their money. Let them spend. Let them audit themselves. Let them query themselves. Let them fight among themselves if it is not working well. When they cannot manage it, that's why you have the chief judge, you have the auditor, you have the speaker, you have everything. Manage yourself. And then we are happy when you manage yourself and there are no comments, no problem. And that is when we have the confidence that these people, when they go out, they will represent us well. Many of us saw, is it Atikashi when he came the other time? He was a former FUTASU president. We have the first FUTASU president, I think, is Professor Olubanjo. Abi? Is it the one?
No,
It's Olubanjo now. Olubanjo is the first alumni president.
First FUTASU president.
FUTASU, yes, FUTASU president.
President Adao.
No, I'm talking about FUTASU. And he's here with us, Professor Olubanjo. So, you have people in different strata of life that you can talk to, and they will continue, they can continue to contribute to the growth of the FUTASU. As BC is the grand patron of FUTASU too, and that's why we have continued to support the union, and we will continue to support the union. The day will bear me witness that anything that has to do with the students' union and the welfare, I try to do as much as we can do. The major problem we have is that we can see you, you can see us, but amongst us, we have the people that God knows where they come from, that, you know, they just ensure that whatever you do, they want to destroy it. Those are the people that actually put too much pressure on our being and our person. Myself and the DSA, last week we were talking and we said, nobody knows that university can be what it is now. When we were in school, no student will go and remove bulb. When you put bulb in the room, in the walkway, no student will go and remove it. Now students are removing bulb. They are removing anything that they can remove. And the pressure comes back to the same system. 2 days ago, a thief was caught on campus. And he said that he was a former student or a dropout student or something. Are you aware?
Yes.
Do you know the person?
I don't.
You don't know him too. And then we said, this was our student. He must have been doing it before now. Last year, we caught a student that was, it's still a student that was vandalizing our properties. Are you aware? Some of you are aware. Still a student vandalizing, he was cutting all the AC pipes and selling. Now, well, Alakuko is aware, Shebi. It was your expo that. No, we caught him ourselves. But the issue I want to bring out is we have limited resources. Somebody has gone, he has vandalized. Up till today, some of the vandalized ACs and pipes, we have not had money to refix it. But because he is our student, we also didn't want to kill him. It's like somebody in the house has gone to steal the meat of the house. You know, can the father kill him? So we are still saying, some people say, let us prosecute him, let him go to jail. He is our student. If we kill him now, because if we send him to jail, we have killed him. If we kill him now, what is our job? Of course, we apply the law, rusticate him for 1 session. That's the minimum, or something like that we can do for him, and let him come and finish his degree and go. Because he is a FUTASU. So these are kind of challenges that we also face from time to time. We will continue to ask for your support to help us talk with yourselves. Let us behave like responsible students so that our limited resources can go far. Some people look at the inverter that we are providing in the lecture theaters. Do you know that amongst us, people go there and plug iron on inverter and they have destroyed like 3 of them? We have to try again to fix it. These are challenges that we face. Now, if we provide inverter in one hall and we put security over that one, what it means is that we are using about maybe 120,000 a month to service the security inverter. Because if you put a security, of course we are not paying security 120,000, so you don't say I'm exaggerating. But if you are putting a security, the security will work on shift, isn't it? So it's not the person that is doing morning that will do afternoon and night, and then they will go off. So it's about, for every station, we are talking about 3-4 persons. So even if you are paying 30,000 for 4 people, is 120. If there are 3, it's 90,000. So to service 1 station of security, we are looking at about, on the average, you say about 100,000 a month. So how much of that can we do to ensure that we have resources to do other things? So we will continue to advise or plead with you. Help us talk to ourselves, because we are a community. Help us talk to ourselves. People should behave responsibly. Continue to help us to reiterate it in the hostels. The volume of funds we used to renovate every year, now we are trying to renovate again, and looking at the list that is before us, I'm not sure we are talking about 50 million. I'm sure we are talking about even more. If people don't want us to have to come with the sledgehammer, they also have to behave responsibly. So finally, on this, on what we are doing here today, we have been appealing also to the alumni, and I know that after now we will still get back to them. We have been appealing to them to come and finish the hostel that they are building. I'm saying this because Adu is here, Professor Adu is here. The hostel that you are building, if you cannot finish it, it says, if you want to do legal matter, we will have used law to collect it from you. Because one of my own vision is that we will not have any abandoned projects on our campus. The alumni building is like the only abandoned project. The hostel and the other building that we have the CBT. And I said, why is it that it is alumni that is creating abandoned projects on our campus? So I want to appeal to you again. If you have tried bringing it to that level, if we cannot move forward, donate it to the university. Let the university see the possibility of finding money to finish it so that our students can use it. It's about 17 or 18 rooms, or maybe 20, 21 rooms. It's not a large hostel, but 21 rooms, if we put two people, at least it will still accommodate 40 persons. It will solve some of our problems. Please help me to, I've spoken with the Professor Ife Balogun also, the new president. Please help us. These students need the facilities. Where some of them live outside the campus is not worthy of a FUTASU living there. I was with the Honorable Minister for the Interior, last week, And I still pleaded for hostels for our students. I was also with the Minister for Youth, Abi, Ayo Wadi. Is it? I don't know. You must not know that I don't know his full name. Of course, I went there to congratulate him for his elevation as the main minister now, and I still reminded him that whatever you like, there are 3 things that we need: hostel, security light, and buses for field trip. And I still told Atikashi also a few days ago. So anywhere you also go, help us to continue to amplify our voice. Hostels, security light, and field trip buses. We are trying to, last year we have repaired 2 other buses to join what we had before. This year we want to repair another 2 to join what we have. But we also want new ones so that we will have peace of mind if our students have to go as far as Sokoto, KB. Of course, we are not promoting that, but we want to have peace of mind when our students are on the road. Sometimes you do not know that when students go on field trip, our mind is up until you return. You do not know, but you don't have to know that our minds follow you everywhere you go. Dr. Cram, finally, I said finally 2 times. I want to thank you. When I came to FUTA, I didn't know him before. I didn't even know that he came to Ilorin at any point in time. When I came to FUTA and then our path crossed, I realized that he's a progressive person, always wanting things to go well for FUTA, and more importantly, for the students. We have shared so many things. I can't say all the things that we have shared. We talk on a regular basis, if not weekly, unless it's not around. 1 week we must touch base. I want to thank you for this honor that you have done our students, and by extension that you have done to us. You know, when our students sit down in a comfortable room, comfortable classroom, even comfortable relaxation area, it gives them a sense of being human. Many of us have traveled abroad and we see what we see when we go. And one of the things we are not happy with is for a student to finish from here and go abroad and say that I attended a bad school. Okay, pause your camera for 1 minute. I want to say something. I think about maybe 13 or 15 years ago, more resources. That student union building needs, the day we were commissioning was maybe like the second time, but that was the first day I actually went up and down. And I saw the place, I saw the floor. I don't like the floor. It was terrazzo that was the main majority of the part and everything. For me, I think if they have the opportunity of the floor tiles, it will give that place better outlook. Yes, aesthetics. If you have floor tiles and you can paint the place, I think it will be good. So whatever you can do, please let us do. FUTASU, you to look at it. That can be like a good project for your 40th anniversary also. We have to upgrade. We have to upgrade that building to a more befitting, a presidential villa. We must have a presidential villa in that building. God will help us. Thank you to everybody that has graced this occasion. No amount is too small. We individually can also give them 50,000, 100,000. If we mobilize like that, President, is it? If we mobilize like that, you can still get like 5 million, 100,000 here, 50,000 here, and all of those things. And I'm sure it will go a long way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Vice Chancellor. Can we put our hands together once again for her? So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have to wrap everything up now, but we're going to take photographs for the records. So we start off with the acting and the FUTASU president.
Deputy, Professor,
when did you
please
enter?
come.
You just said
Yes.
it wasn't
And Madam?
this recording
No. I'm not contest, I'm a singer.
and when that statement,
No, receive my statement.
We have what the others did. Why governments join? Plant them at the
where
back.
is your vice president?
Please come, all of you. Just by the side and at the back. All of you are four. Now, we have to say this at the back. Mr. Shabba. What about the others? Please join. You can leave while those are live.
The elder statesman.
Yeah, yeah.